What is up, guys? My name is Puppy. There's a huge thunderstorm outside, and you guys are watching Undead Labs' newest creation, State of Decay. State of Decay is currently only available for Xbox via the Xbox Live Arcade, but you PC guys, don't fret, it will be coming to the PC soon, although there is no exact release date set. And for those of you that own a PC worthy of playing video games on and an Xbox, stay tuned towards the end of the video. I have special remarks just for you guys. So what is State of Decay? State of Decay is obviously a open world zombie RPG action adventure survival style shooter swinger game, all of those things all rolled into one awesome ball of fun. This game brings a lot of things to the table that are really cool that I thoroughly enjoyed, such as the mechanics of permadeath and the way that it's utilized in this game. In this game, you're given control over a survivor from a group of survivors, and you can switch between the survivors throughout your leisure, more or less. You just have to return to your base. There are a few missions in where you will have other survivors from your team and from other survivor groups located throughout the map work with you. As you see me pass through a door right there, I have one of my survivors following me, kind of. I sneak into this house right here because that's part of the little side mission type thing that I'm on right now. One of the other things that I really enjoy about this game, you see, I alerted a zombie horde and instantly freaked out because zombie hordes and zombies in any numbers larger than, say, 2 or 3 is not something to be trifled with. A lot of times we end up, I go ahead and take them on because I do have my partner here with me to help at least distract the zombies and give them something else to hit besides me. But, if you're alone in this game and you don't have a partner with you and you run into one of these zombie hordes, it is a very real possibility that you will more than likely not come out victorious. You can typically take on 2 or 3 zombies at a time, but any more than that without either being in a car with a fully automatic weapon of some sort or a partner with you is just a bad idea. So, any game that encourages that aspect of you may have to run away is an aspect that I really like. I kind of like not always being Billy Badass, as it were, and just being able to take on whatever you want by mashing buttons relentlessly. This game does have a few little, like I said, RPG elements to it. As you swing your weapon of choice, you get better at swinging your weapon of choice. As you shoot your gun, you get better at shooting guns. Ammo is a little scarce in this game, though, so it can be a little bit difficult to try and rank up that particular skill. As you run, you get better at running. As you search through various buildings, you get better at searching and sneaking, etc. One of the things that they do add into the game, which isn't necessarily something innovative and revolutionary, is the weapons do degrade over time. Now, this is kind of cool, though. It kind of adds to that whole survival style aspect, because I can't tell you how many times throughout my course of playing this game I would be trying to take on a house full of zombies, and my weapon broke in the middle of fighting all these zombies, and I instantly panicked because then you're left defending yourself in hand-to-hand combat against zombies, which is possible, but not very easy by any means, and it is then considered a very viable option to just run away, which I ended up doing and barely surviving. But that was my own little story, and I'm not going to get into that because this is a review. Who cares about my own little stories? Let's go ahead and talk about some of the cons. Now, obviously, you saw me there earlier. When a door is open, it has no clipping. This is a trivial little thing, nothing too game-breaking per se. There's a few other graphical things, such as on the Xbox anyway. There is some times where the frames per second will dip into the region of 15 to 20 frames per second, which is a little bit nasty, but you gotta figure this game is doing a lot with some really old hardware. I imagine on the PC you guys really won't have that problem. Some of the other stuff that I am sure is an issue exclusive with the Xbox is there are a lot of times where you're driving around in a car, and for whatever reason certain objects will not render until, I don't know, after you've already smacked into them with your car, stopping you and getting you swarmed by a horde of zombies, which can be a little bit frustrating, but ultimately not too game-breaking. Honestly, those are like some of the cons as far as graphics go. As far as cons in the game, I really don't have much, you guys. There's a few missions that may feel a little bit repetitive as you're going about trying to rid the world of zombies or escape the town or whatever it is that you're trying to do. I really don't want to give away any spoilers for the story. But as you're going about, you know, there's really no other issues that I've run into that I personally had a problem with. I had a great amount of fun with this game. There's a lot of little interesting mechanics. Like you see, I'm now in my base right now, and in this base you're allowed to set up various little type, I want to say, like kind of like I don't know, you could set up like a workshop, for example, or you could set up a garden, as you see off in the distance there, or a training area. You can set up watchtowers to help guard your base, an infirmary to help heal the sick, a library to help researchers, all sorts of like things that you can kind of create in your base and then upgrade, which is always kind of cool. It adds another like little deeper aspect to the game. While you're out there, you're collecting resources to bring back to your home base to further the survival of your survivors, which is also a very good means of keeping up the morale of your survivors. Now you see that little green bar that was up there at the top. That is something else that's been added into the game that's really kind of cool, is this morale aspect. And if you let that get too low, bad stuff really starts to happen to your people. They get crabby, some of them leave, some of them die, zombie hordes start overwhelming you, and it just gets pretty nasty. So you want to keep that up as high as you can at all times, which is easily enough done just by making supply runs, doing missions, helping neighbors, which you do have neighbors in this game, and that's kind of cool. You know, I'm not saying they live right next door to you, but you will run into other survivor groups while you're exploring, as well as running into your own survivors who are out exploring on their own accord, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because, you know, it's kind of fun just to run in. You know, it makes them seem like they're a little bit more lively, and it can be a bad thing because the AI may take over like one of your best characters, most leveled up characters, and then go get them killed, which is a little frustrating. That has not happened to me, honestly, throughout my entire course of playing this game. I never lost a character that I was controlling, although I did lose, I want to say, 3 or 4 survivors that were controlled by the AI. The AI is a little bit flawed. One of the characters that I lost simply ran into a zombie horde. Actually, it was 2 zombie hordes that he ran into, which looked to be roughly like 30 zombies, and he just got massacred. And I was like, I'm not even going near that. You're on your own, buddy. And I left him to his fate. Call me evil. You see me kind of driving around. I'm trying to show off the scope of the game for you guys. I'm not necessarily going after the zombies right now, but just giving you guys an idea of how large the open world is. Let you see some of the rendering issues for yourself that I mentioned, and the frame rate issues as well. Just trying to highlight everything I can in the gameplay so that you guys can see for yourself that I'm not just talking nonsense. That, you know, there is a little bit of credibility here, although I don't think I actually smack into anything, because at this point in the game I had just about where every static object on the road was memorized, kind of. So ultimately, I did say that you PC guys, or guys that own the Xbox and the PC, should stay tuned closer towards the end of the video. This is that part where you need to listen up. Is this game worth it? I say for $20, hell yes. State of Decay is totally worth it, you guys. This game is amazing. However, if you own a PC and an Xbox, I highly recommend that you just wait until it comes out on PC, because I imagine that the few issues that I do have with this game, you guys will not see over on the PC. I imagine the PC version will have a lot more polish to it and probably end up being a more enjoyable experience. Some of the other stuff that I can say about this game, though, I mean, like in regards to is it worth it, is, you know, if you really are strapped for cash, or if you're not necessarily looking for a new game, while I do consider this game a must-have, I'm not going to say it's a must-have right now. So if you guys wish to wait on it, my honest opinion is that in October, I don't know if you guys know this little random fact, Walking Dead Season 3 will be coming to streaming via Netflix. Now, I imagine when this happens, you will see a large increase in interest all things zombies. And when this happens, I imagine Microsoft will likely put an emphasis on this by probably having some sales on zombie games. Not to mention that's kind of, you know, the whole Halloween month, and everyone tries to come out with the scary stuff. So I imagine you'll see the price come down then. I don't know about the PC version. I imagine if it's on Steam, it will come down then, or maybe even sooner. So you guys can potentially pick this game up for even cheaper than $20, in which case I would say that it would be money well spent, you guys. Ultimately, as I said, State of Decay, you guys. Let's just break it off. I need to stop rambling and just leave it where it is. State of Decay, is it worth it? Hell yes, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is Puppy signing out. Peace out.